Pluvieux et français. Les sorcières de Salem. Écoute mon temps. There you go. That's some stuff to tackle. Thank you, Thomas, for the early tip, and Bridget, Frank. Hello, Stefan. Yeah. Good life, huh? Hello, Sean. Hello, Florian, France Bizarre. Hola, el tiro por la culata. No winter snake, huh? Yes. Hello, Croydon. Hello, Paul. Hello, Driver Dirk. Hello, DJ Soki. Salvia. Indeed. Some late Fugazi. Just for sometimes, huh? Hello, Raph. Johnny C. Hello, Chris. Marcos. Auguste. Thank you. Hello Andrew. Why not, huh? Hello Ryan. Salut Honor. Hello everyone. Yeah, long day, not much time to prepare, but some cool stuff. Hopefully. Yeah, so that was indeed Fugazi, the single of their last studio album, Furniture. Came with a little explanation of all the tracks. Yeah, 2001. Wow, 24 hours ago, January 2001. I never was a huge fan of Fugazi, but that last album, I thought this is the kind of band that actually became better and better. I know it's a controversial take on Fugazi. Washington hardcore. But I guess this is something that probably got a little bit under the radar of some, as these tracks are exclusive to that 7-inch, if I remember correctly. God kväll 808. Oh, okay. Well, Chris, what happened to her? Hello, Anthony. Hello, Sean. Yeah. How old was she? I'm just learning about that. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought she must. Wow, that hits home quite close. You know, this week I was, yeah, the picture from the thumbnail is taken from the Arthur Miller play, Salem's Witches, but like the film version from 1957, French movie, which interestingly enough adds to the credit of the story Jean-Paul Sartre, the French existentialist philosopher. And it's interesting since the movie features in one of the main roles Yves Montand, who went on to have an affair with Marilyn Monroe, who was the wife of Arthur Miller, which is why that movie is quite unknown since he blocked the rights of the movie as Vengeance for decades. But it's an interesting movie about how when you put the finger in the wheel, when you start to think it's acceptable to lie for your own interest, there's no telling how close it will burn, how far it will go. Wow. Yeah, and that's the world we're in. But yeah, Sean, I guess we live in a world surrounded with joy and sadness and death. Huh? And that record playing right now, by the way, is something I hadn't listened to in a long, long while. It's a record I bought like, I don't know, like 20 plus years ago. Not sure, don't remember exactly why. The cover is not super engaging. Let me double check. Yeah. It's a cheapo, by the way. Double LP from 1995, featuring guy from Killing Joke, Flood. Oh no, he was not in yeah, but yeah. Yeah, this is a band featuring guys I'm not super familiar. This is a live. The whole album is a live performance. One of the guys in the band was part of the Psychedelic Furs. Other than that, I really know very little about this band. I had a new album 2 years ago, but this is their first album, Node. Came out on Deviant in the UK. So Dave Bessel, Gary Stout, Ed Bueller, and Flood. Hello Marius. Hello Naomi. I hope to see you next summer. Yeah, well, And that wouldn't have been someone to dedicate the show to, Susan Alcorn. Yeah, so this week, as I was writing today in the little blurb about today's stream, I did something out of the ordinary for me. I bought a couple of records that were advertised as VG only, and and that's what they are. But well, what can you do? Sometimes some records are so rare, and it's only like a tiny variation on music I already have, for the most part. But we'll get to that in a moment. Hello, Jeffrey. Hey, son Patrick. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's a really nice little album of Muller electronics. You have a Muller Moog ring modulated trumpet, interactive phrase synthesizer, and the Putney. Recorded live direct to stereo at Wessex Studio between January 3rd and January 6th, 1995. And then they went back in the past, as it was mastered at Rock Studio July 23, 1994. I guess that must be a typo. Oh, this is really nice. No, like Discog says, this is like Berlin School electronics. I can see that, but that would be where Berlin School starts to be interesting to me, as it often is too noodly for my taste. Talking about noodly music, huh? Okay. At OKS. Yeah, well, that's the 90s for you. Yeah, the label there, Deviant, founded by Rob Deacon, very short lived out label that had a lot of horrible stuff. But there was some connections with the Orb, though, which is how this got interesting. But I believe they were also putting out the music by the Witchman. It's just a nice little album that I thought I'd put on and share. It's been a while. Hello, I'm the Dead. Yeah, doesn't feel... Thankfully. Hello, Steve. Hello, Grateful Dogs. long form tracks, huh? So I hope everyone had a decent week. I'm getting there. And I guess we'll have quite some healing music tonight. Not only, but don't we need that every once in a while? All of us. Wow, that is really, really nice. How many did they do back then? Probably 500. There's 2 copies available on Discogs. Actually, only one was the cover from Greece. It's not that cheap. So I might have exaggerated a little bit how. By the way, Steve, it's been a nightmare to join you this this week. Hello, Romuald. There you go. Hello, José. Salut, Francis. Now, let's have a little bit of a thought for Bridget Riley. Who knows who Bridget Riley is? That should tell you a little bit which label we're on. Exactly. Bridget Riley, who's by the way still alive, London artist who started a career in art influenced by the pointillists, like these French artists who were doing these paintings with just small dots, making very figurative work. She went into abstraction, optical art, and created a little motif that a lot of music lovers appreciate a great deal. So this is the second album by Between. Between, which is the band of Peter Michael Hamel, whom I played a month or two ago. His album also on Vertigo. He has 3 albums with this band Between. The first one I think is not essential. The second one is really good, and the third one is exceptional. Yeah. I wonder how many people who are into all these swirl motifs, the Vertigo label, actually went on to appreciate the vaster of Bridget Riley. But if you haven't, it's I guess you still got something to look forward in life that will bring all sorts of wonders, in my opinion. Well, I have to talk with Steve about that, since I think he needs to come and tour that record in Sweden this summer. Hey, hello, Andorra's Revenge. Hello, Nadine. Yeah, there's a sort of halo tonight. Jeffrey, interesting. I haven't planned that tonight. I played 2 Oyuki conjugates in the past few months. There is something I haven't played that could be interesting. Yeah, I think you should go with the 2010 review. Hello, Stefan. Stefan Mikus, actually, it's interesting, and you're probably correct, but for me it is too nice. I can't get behind Stefan Mikus, mostly on ECM, if I remember correctly. Hello, Sebastian. Yeah, well, let's talk about that tomorrow. I'll do my part. Hello, I'm one of us. Hello, Nadine, again. Well, you're in luck. I think it's the best one, Oakenshield. Oh well. Yeah, the piano here is my favorite part of that track. I really love it. So this is supposedly a krautrock record. I beg to differ. This is a hippie, new age, fourth world record. But yeah, that's quite astute, Honor. It goes small shifts, but still shifts indeed. Next, a record I bought in the 90s, I think, or maybe early 2000s. Yeah, probably, let's see. I remember where I bought it. I bought it because it was cheap and I was testing it. And I think I kind of liked it, and a few years later I rediscovered it from a completely different perspective and really, really loved it. This is from a Dutch artist. Hello, Rich. The amount of stuff happening there. This is Kettle. this horrible artwork on Dub, which is a sub-label of Clone that was dedicated more to IDM rather than techno and house. And this is probably his most jazzy record, I would say. Whatever that means.
This piece is very fair, but we'll see who is fairest.
This is the kind of records that probably, when the hype of IDM faded or died, it's probably something you could get for like less than $5. yeah. Indeed. So when did this come out? Because he's a product of the late 90s, but I can't find the record on Discogs. What's going on? Did you find it, Sean? Oh, he did. Oh yeah, you can find this for $3. 2003. And you would say there's a lot of records like that, and it's kind of true, but at the same time, some are better than others. And now here's a record that will be a bit crispy, for good reason. Hello, Angela. Now here's a record from 1961, I believe, from one of my current rabbit holes. Son nouveau d'une nation nouvelle, la République de Guinée. Guinean Republic, edition special, série 1, October 61. On the Tempo label, Tempo International. Look at this. So they had a series of 5 records that are pure traditional Guinean music. By 65, music got a little bit more Western since electricity arrived in Guinea in a way that was available for everyone. So electric instruments, Western instruments. So this is mostly kora and balafon, as you can see here. see some guitars there, but it's all about this and this. And this is interesting thing. I think it's an Armenian guy who went there and who did field recordings and went back to the US and managed to create a label that was distributed in Guinea. But this has been one of the great joys of recent in ethnomusicology digging for me. And you'll see what I'm talking about pretty soon. Hello, Christopher. Indeed, that's what we're going to talk about. Hello. Nice and polite, Brian. What are you talking about, though? There you go. A brief minute is all we need to greet you, dearest Sherv, Julius Jabbar. Julius, Sherv, Steve Carlson, and Diamond Marimba and me. We're going to do a video pretty soon. That should be fun. So it doesn't really get more folk music than that, in my opinion. And I've been mining that label hard now. Thankfully, an Australian musicologue has written quite a lot about it, so I got quite a nice insight before choosing where to go. Yeah, absolutely. Hello, Sound of Minder. Nice. And it's funny because these vinyl records from this label in Guinea, I thought it was a black vinyl, but if you look close enough, there you go. It is red. Very, very dark, translucid red. Yeah, that's all I do. So everyone is nice. That's cool tonight, huh? Hello, Chris. Nice to see you. Hello, Marty. Nice to see you. Really nice to see you. So Tempo, the very first release is 7008, and it's decent, it's good. 7009, which we just listened to, is where it starts to get really, really deep. But you'll see why I'm so excited. Here is a record, a crazy record. So this is the Misha Mengelberg sextet. Misha Mengelberg, horn player from France, I mean, he's not from France originally, but based in France. Here, featuring Didier Petit on cello, Christine Janvier on cello, Rosine Pfefferman on double bass, Ida Helen Heidel on flute and alto flute. So this is a sextet with 3 women. That's quite unusual in avant-garde, free jazz, improv. And Le Quan Nin on drums and percussion, like one of the stars of modern classical avant-garde improv percussion. And here Misha Lobko on bass, clarinet, all sorts of chords and voice. This was released on Leo Records, so in the UK, right? Yeah. It's a cheap record. It's been on my want list for years, and thanks to Magic Berber, who was at the right place at the right time, and I was the right eye. There, I got it. So it's a little crazy, but you'll see. I just put like the main track there, so you can see different turns. For the Eskimo people, the living are somewhere here, and the dead are nowhere. The word Tamanika comes from the Eskimo language and means nowhere. Tamanika Sonia is dedicated to all those who loved Sonia Land. Well, that's one of the pieces here. Yeah, 1985. Out there music, but always nice to see some equality there. Yeah, absolutely. Joy Division. Still one record I'm after, actually, for stupid reasons. So this, Steven, I would say, it goes in many directions, you'll see, but it is closer to free improv, avant-garde. Because, yeah, you get all the traditional instruments, or mostly. I mean, you got like strings and horns and drums. So we're actually listening to the version of Tamanika Sonia. So basically, what I was reading about how this means in Eskimo language, nowhere. And I'm pretty sure this is not something that will have an immediate effect. But if you remember, like a few months ago, I played these records by this French avant guitar player, but I also played a duo of Misha Lobko with an Asian percussionist. That was so good, and a lot of you loved it. For some reason, like I got a record of Misha Lobko before that. That was the first time, like a proper jazz record. But it's been really cool to investigate the rest of his discography, since as Sean is highlighting here, this one is dirt cheap. Yeah, that's a good point, Johnny. Can any music not be spiritual? Well, I would say no. I was about to make a joke that like Rammstein is probably not spiritual, but I guess for the people who listen to it, it has some aspect of spirituality. What is spirituality anyways? Is it just looking inside? I believe that's probably one of the definitions, and music has obviously this unique potential as especially when we listen to our vinyl records, as most often we can do that, and we do that all alone. So if music makes us go somewhere, it has to be inward, right? And I guess the next record I want to play is highly spiritual in many ways. Does anyone want to know what Jose is talking about here? Quiero bonito? Not sure. Huh? Could it be some people confuse spiritual with inspirational music, as it sometimes happens to me? Well, I only gave you my definition, which works or doesn't work for you, but yeah, I would really stand by spirituality being about looking inside or going inside or both. But to each their own. I guess, yeah, when we apply the word spiritual to music, at first you would think about, yeah, religions, Negro spiritual jazz and all that, but I guess in many regards, spirituality in music could be synonymous to psychedelic as well. Psychedelic, well, it's kind of the two sides of the same coin, but like spirituality is probably about looking inside, whereas psychedelia is looking outside. But these are just words, right? Yeah. Well, all this music, I kind of stopped there. Dalek. Yeah. And the first death script is nice, but... So this, dear Steve, is the Misha Mengelberg sextet, Rituals. Conveniently for you on the Leo Records, which is a British label. Very interesting label between avant-garde electronic music, jazz, free jazz, avant-garde, improv, from many different countries. All right. 808 pulling all, how do you call, all strings to, like, doing his best Swedish, and it's actually grammatically pretty good. And I'm lit. That's not a word everyone uses in Sweden either, so bonus points for 808. Yeah, there's great poppy there, yeah. Well, William, you know. Just reflecting on what's going on. That's a good point, Sean. Yeah, by all means, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment if you're watching this whenever you're watching it. But and also, if you want to tip your DJ of the night to support the stream, always the link in the description of the video. Very instrumental in having this happening every week. No pressure, but you know, you know the deal. Thank you. That's a great movie, Pinup. So this is a record that I have been after for quite a long time, but I was also kind of given up on it. I thought, okay, this is the kind of record I will never see. For some reason I thought so. And this is volume 1 of the early sessions, John Fahey. Only one release of this, no other pressing, no CDs, mono. There were 2 volumes. The second volume is, some people doubt of its existence. And this, the volume 1, is basically early takes from 59 of this album, John Fahey, Blind Joe Deaf, the very first John Fahey release. Finger picking, steel guitar, psychedelic folk music. The 2 LPs were recorded between 1959 and 1964. When part of the 1959 sessions were recut, John recorded them himself on rented or borrowed home tape machines. We have always been concerned with the low fidelity, the highest cutoff at about 8,000, and the fact that they no longer reflect John's skill as a guitarist or his present ideas of arrangements. But Tacoma is not wealthy, and it was not until mid-1967 that enough money was accumulated to go into a studio and cut the songs the way they should have been cut. We were listening, by the way, to Uncloud Day. I feel that these early sessions are inferior in many ways to the 1967 sessions, which are now on sale as Tacoma, the 002, 003. However, there are always people who are interested in earlier versions of songs, either through preference for a particular moment of history or a desire to follow the development of an artist, or for the esoterical itself. Yes, John and I are among them. Our backgrounds in collecting Negro folklore, so we are keeping these sessions available in this form. Well, barely, And this was a VG record. Sounds pretty good. So all recorded in April 1959, Adelphi, Maryland, except selections marked, which were recorded at the Arhoolie Studios in Berkeley, California in April 13, 1964. They had so little hope for this release that they didn't even bother to do 2 different jackets for Volume 1 and 2. You have Volume 1 track listing and Volume 2 there. But as it stands, I know no one who has ever seen Volume 2. And a lot of people have doubted of its existence online. But lo and behold, 2 of the same cover. But here is the famous Insanely Rare Volume 2. And that one is a little rougher, the condition, but and let me play you something I love from this. So John Fahey has been a huge influence on me for almost 30 years now. I remember reading about him in Wire magazine, and I was obsessed with the description of the music. I couldn't listen to it, so I remember buying Blind, the fourth album, on CD at La Fnac in Paris. I ordered it. They ordered it for me. And then I was hooked for life. Now I have something like 35 records of his. Oh no copies of that available on Discogs. As Dom is saying, very rare. Like, this was not a cheap record, I will tell you, but just finding it was really the beast there. And thank you, Andrew Lukoff and Justin Peters, for leaving very nice tips in the coffee jar, as I was suggesting. Merci les amis, merci beaucoup. I'll need this week after these records. Bonsoir, hello, encore un vinyle de trop. Yeah. He was not in the best of health. Yeah. Yeah, indeed. Dom, Seeking a Fred, did a couple of videos about him that are pretty extensive. Jose, kind of. Not totally, but yeah. Exactly, Thijs. Exactly. Yeah, well, Jack Rose is 100% influenced by this. Fahey is rougher around the edges in his finger picking, but maybe more ambitious in musically. I love Basho, don't take me wrong. Hello, Joe Williamson. Oh no, there's quite a few. I probably still have a library of like 7-8 John Fahey CDs. And by the way, this is the track called America. So even if Dom here was aware of that, he was very much there when the transaction happened. I guess he's a little bit jealous right now. But he got the wild talents here, so we all get our moments in record hunting, huh? But this is an unexpected early wonder of 2025 as far as I'm concerned. story was actually pretty simple. Well, I'll tell it anyways. So as some of us do here, manically refresh our want list on Discogs, this turned up. VG+, VG+, VG, VG+. And the seller there, a little bit sketchy, a lot of expensive records, only 28 feedbacks. And as people who deal with Discogs on a regular basis probably know there are some scammers there. Sure, if you pay by PayPal, you get your money back, but it's still always a little bit like, doesn't feel that good. And it was quite a lot of money. But as I was telling Dom about these, and telling him I had already bought one and was considering the other one, well, he was telling me, oh, this is a scam, this is a scam. And I thought, oh, yeah, this is a scam. But then I just thought, why not ask the seller if he's okay with doing a video chat and showing me the records? Because for that kind of money, why would he disagree if he has the technical possibility? So why not ask? I did, and he replied, yeah, sure. We did that through Instagram, and he happened to be a gentleman from Colorado who just got a collection he sells on eBay. And I took the chance, which was not totally a chance anymore. Hello, Elliot. Bet you love this. Hello, Mojo Rising. Always. Thank you, Marius, and Vinyl Dreamscape for leaving nice tips in the coffee jar as well. I assume it is Marius when I see Kofi supporter without a name. This is exactly why I fell in love with Fahey. My very first purchase on eBay in 1998 was a John Fahey record. Early disco time, huh? Eddie Ramish from Croatia. Well, it was mostly very dirty. There's some bad scratches on it, but very few that actually impact a lot the sound. So yeah, that was the bet basically. The biggest bet was not paying the guy, even if it was a lot of money. It was, is it going to be listenable? Yeah, John Fahey, Bizarre Life for sure. I'll tell more stories about it. I mean, I was in contact with him that like the first records I bought from of his on the eBay, I bought them from a waitress in a motel where he used to live. She was basically cleaning his room and his car for him, and he told me like very depressing stories about him. Oh, the time warp on Living, yeah, that was a great record. So this is a little 10-inch Eddy, E-D-D-Y, Ramish, R-A-M-I-C-H, Bubamara, a weird electronic crowd bass 10-inch from 2011. Music for Marius sound system, huh? Music with tension, joy, and quirk at every corner. The questions, huh, Chris? Albums, I don't know, because I have a lot of EPs, singles as well, compilations. Oh, not yet. I guess probably something like 10,000 albums, maybe more. I think I read that you say you had 12,000 yourself. Oiskop, huh? The duo from Iceland had a very cool little poppy house track that was a hit. With the guy from Kings of Convenience doing the vocals, like very, very smart. Funnily enough, my first band with DJ Samo, we did a track that a lot of people were telling us, oh, this is really like cool rock stuff, but we never released it. The video of that track was pretty cool back then. I think it was like back in 2001 or so, Marty. But this came out only in the 10-inch sleeve with a code bar, so I'll show you the label shortly. Oh, you're a CD and cassette guy now, Chris. Okay, that's quite radical, isn't it? Yeah, I decided. I think I went through steps. I probably told that already to a few of you. Like when I was a teen, when I started buying records in 1990, I was buying CDs and vinyl. Eddy, Ramish, Bubamara. Yeah, so I was I bought a couple of cassettes as well back then, but I wasn't very satisfied with that. So basically, my choice between CD and vinyl was whichever was the cheapest I would get, if given the choice. Back then in early 90s Paris, which was pretty good for as far as record shops come, especially if you were dedicated. And At first I was more into rock music, and by 96 I think I was already pretty, I had expanded to electronic music, industrial, hip-hop, bunch of other stuff. Reading, I started to read Wire magazine in 95 or 96. And I remember going on a weekly basis to the rough trade shop and getting whatever I could. I was already enjoying the vinyl aspect of music collecting, or whatever you want to call that. And I was writing for a fanzine called Fear Drop. A little cliche, industrial, electronic, post-punk, all sorts of stuff, but a little bit on the dark side of things. It was pretty cool fanzine. We used to have a CD with unreleased tracks by artists featured. And in 1998, we did a festival where, outside, a couple of hours outside of Paris. And we had Alcomet from the Young Gods. I don't remember exactly who we had, but we had Ottaker. And that was the second time I got to spend some time with them. The first time was when I interviewed them at my radio show in Paris on WeFM, Ketchup and Marmalade. And where they were not very nice. Before the interview, they were very cool. During the interview, they were tall dickheads. And after the interview, they were nice again. But I was very young as well. But when I got to meet them again, I got to talk with them backstage a lot. Mara Calix was there as well. And we exchanged about records and DJing and all that. And they told me that some of their records that are supposed to only come out on CD, like remixes and stuff like that, compilation tracks, they would do a track and then they would speed it up, and that's what they would send to the label. And often sometimes there would be a promo white label 12-inch of that track, so they would have the actual version at the correct speed, which would be a different track than the one that people got exposed to mainstreamly, globally. And that was wow, I'm never gonna take a chance anymore. Because sometimes you never know what speed the record is, especially in underground electronic music. And I thought I'll give myself the choice. Of course, now we have ways and machines where you can pitch digital as well. But back then was still not really in my spectrum. And that's when I decided, okay, now I will always buy the vinyl version if there is a vinyl version. And I think by 2007 or 8, I decided that even if it doesn't exist on vinyl, if it's only CD, I'm done. I got enough music to investigate on the format I favor. That too bad if it doesn't exist on vinyl. That's the long-winded story. I will, Elliot. Not surprised someone here is curious, huh? This is a record that could be worth 500 euros or 10. It would be as exciting, wouldn't it? This is a Swedish record from an artist I really, really, really love. Maze, on the Swedish label Caprice. Åke Palmerud. Åke Palmerud. So this was composed in 1987. He was 34 when he recorded that. Now, this is a crazy avant-garde electronic music record, like absolutely. And don't worry, Steve, I'll hook you up. Cheers. Hello, Quint. Hello, Vinyl Joe. Nice to see you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's like this is a record you can find in Stockholm for like between 15 and 25 bucks usually. Sometimes a little more, but like if you're patient enough. Because this is great music, but Sweden is a rock country. So it's not like this was popular at any time. Well, I'll get you the other one then. And this is the gentle part, by the way. It will get, when I say crazy, trust me. Well, Auguste, he did visit the GRM and Bourges, so you're not completely off here. One of the great Swedish electroacoustic composers, Ragnar Gripe, he basically became Luc Ferrari's personal assistant in Paris. So a lot of it, yeah. Bye bye, dumb. No worries. Exactly the Fylkingen crowd. Fylkingen is an institution in Sweden dedicated to experimental music. They got residencies because they got like vintage synthesizers in pristine shapes that are kind of one of a kind in the world. So a lot of people come to record new work in residency, even to this day, and even more maybe to this day. But yeah, this record and is a sort of nice little secret of cheapo Premier League, Champions League electroacoustic music, in my opinion. Oh. Yeah, this ticks all the boxes for me. This is obviously psychedelic music, electronic. Yeah, and again, I didn't think about it that way until earlier today. I would say that this is spiritual music to a certain degree. What are you talking, Chris? About the music or me going away for a second like that? Wow, this is intense. Huh? Ah, I'm very happy this is growing on you, Christopher. Ooh. Cheers, India. And cheers, Steve. Steve Davis for leaving in a tip in a coffee jar as well. Merci beaucoup. Everyone who's enjoying the journey tonight and want to support the channel, if you can, as always, the description of the video, the link to do that, to do just that. And to allow this to continue every week. Well, I'm sure you know a lot of stuff I don't know, Chris, as well, so. See, I told you this was quite intense. It starts noisy, eerie, psychedelic, and now it's like the real deal. Yeah, I saw that. Nathaniel Norris here, who does a series of streams where he plays whole albums, all kind of directions, and sometimes pretty far out. So check him out. Might be up to your liking. Here's a great record that treats between the lines of something obviously about beauty and something more quirky, let's put it that way. I don't know if that record is in my world this is a cheapo, but it might have changed. I got it for nothing. Okay, so it's not a cheapo, it's not a massively expensive record. It's a Japanese record. There's one copy in the US, 2 copies in the US, some in Germany, UK, and Japan, obviously. This is Masahiko Togashi. Essence, Togashi's Guild for Human Music. Which features his usual partner in crime, Masahiko Sato. Last week we played a quartet of them all. You have Masahiko Togashi's wife here on wine glass. And quite a few other musicians. Just great jazz. Masahiko Togashi, as I was probably mentioning last week, probably the greatest jazz drummer of Japan, maybe the greatest drummer of Japan, in a wheelchair. Well, can only get better then, huh? Okay, maybe I'll play it next then, Quint. Because this is all about that. Like every week I discover stuff. Thanks to you guys who are supporting the channel, putting the coffee tips. And thank you Marcos, by the way, for doing that. And yes, okay, Parmeroid. Yeah, I do my research. I keep always trying to find new directions, new rabbit holes, and then you guys help finance that a little bit, and then I share the results. And this record I've had for a long time, but the next one I just got. And is one of the most exciting records I got in a long time, as far as I'm concerned. You might not agree with that, And there we go back to Guinea, République démocratique de Guinée. So another volume of the Son Nouveau d'une Nation Nouvelle, République de Guinée. Yeah, flimsy covers, for sure. African culture must be restored and regain the shine and the breath of the active, the vivid forces which made it in the past a dynamic instrument of a shining civilization, say the President Sékou Touré. The incarnation of these, I'm translating from French. This translation of this in reality from this thinking has been for the Guinean youth in the field of arts and culture a global mobilization of the various artistic formations. And the tight competitions between the local and regional bands. This series of new sounds from a new nation, or the production of the best orchestras of the year. Orchestre de Gekedou, Bela Kisidougou, Ensemble instrumental de Kankan. This is the authentic expression of the renovated and adapted to modern rhythm African music. Ministry of Information and Tourism. Exactly. Salut Fabien. So this is tempo 70012. Oh, 7012. And this is by far my favorite of the whole series. Just absolutely timeless music. I hope you enjoy this, by the way, as much as I do, or even if you do half as much as I do, then you're good. What I love about this record is that it literally transcends expectations I would have for ethnomusicology, world music, or whatever. This is music that comes from tradition that I'm new to, foreign to, that I'm not even new to, I'm alien to it. I've never been to Guinea. But in this case, I like what the little liner notes were saying, that this music is the result of a competition between the bands who are trying to outdo each other. Almost in a Western fashion, you could say, but there is something absolutely, extremely masterful, obviously, but also that goes beyond so much of my expectations of music from that area. But it is non-Western music, and yet, yeah, the harp player, the kora player, absolutely stunning. Well, it's a little more on the south. Well, it's the same area, you could say. But I've been researching so much and listening to so much of that music in the past month, and the returns are are great. Yeah, that's the one. I'm just gonna let this whole side play because this is... And when I say whole side, it's only 3 tracks, so we're already halfway. So this album has kind of 3 types of tracks. Some have vocals as well. Again, what's interesting, like, it made me go into a different sort of sociological rabbit hole, as all this music was recorded again before electricity became widespread in these countries, and this one especially, which means that they might have heard on the radio Western music, which might have influenced them, but they didn't have the instruments to replicate it. So this is from 62. They might have heard the Beatles, they might have heard the Rolling Stones, they might have heard Elvis Presley or Edith Piaf, Georges Brassens, but they didn't have the instruments. So if the global Western culture, imperialism, got to them, they had to deal with it from the constraints. Is that really a constraint of the instruments they had at hand, their culture? Which means that maybe these guys would have sounded a lot different 10 years before, or 5 years before. They certainly sounded a lot different from that 3 years later. So this is a sort of unique capsule of culture and creativity. And I definitely hear that in this music, which is what really, really stimulates me. Oh my God. Just all these small turns and ad-libs. I could listen to this for hours. Sure, it is interesting how this is quite joyful music, and yet there's so much tension within. While still having some levitation. Yeah, there's basically, they say there's 3 pressings of it, but there's actually only 2. So there's the one I'm playing, and then there's one from 65, which I was considering buying all the copies, to be honest, of this, because they're not cheap, but they're not super expensive, and I thought I'll just get all the copies of this and be Chris Stravich. What is it? What are you talking about, Mazi? Strashwitz. What is this? Both, Johnny. It's just that there's not really any release in the structure, apart from maybe the soloing. The soloing gives you some escape for sure. I don't remember Yoa, no. Yeah, for sure. So it's the same record with a different cover. Basically, there was a sort of African culture fair in New York, I believe, or in the US in '65, and the Department of Culture from Guinea had a booth there, and they reissued a selection of records from that series, and that's why you get that reissue shown. Okay. Chris Strasvich but what's the connection with Fahey? Hello, Pat. So is this a winner or not, huh? Oh, yeah, now I get it, yeah. Well, so maybe I'm shooting myself in the foot by already introducing, like sharing this record. But, yeah. It's all love, huh? I mean, this is just insane. And now they're starting to accumulate some grunge on the needle, so the sound is more grungy than it actually is. Because I don't have a record cleaning machine right now, so. But as we were commenting on the difference between John Fahey and Robbie Basho,
when you lay down beside me, I hear the voice of spring. I hear the thunder coming my mouth. I hear the rainbow sing. I hear the rainbow sing.
here you get again first pressings of this Tempo International weird translucid red vinyl, 1962, Africa.
Of the well of life, come drink from the fountain of the sun, my love. When you turn your face towards
So this is Songs of the American West, Robbie Basho, one of his 3 albums for the Silver Label recording. Not necessarily his most celebrated ones. They're later in his career, but I really like them. And thank you, Dom, for hooking me up with this copy I was looking for.
When you raised your hand towards me, it bloomed the rose of day. Your eyes were sweet as swallows, my love, and turn the night away, and turn the night away. Under here from the water of the well of life.
Hey, you won.
Come drink from the fountain of the sun.
Yeah, Justin, I think they were actually pressed in the US and exported to Guinea. I'm not totally sure about it. It's difficult to find information about it, but still probably easier now than back then, or even 10 years ago. Hello, Johan. Just oh, you'll tell me later, Sean, what's going on. Couldn't see it.
The joy of freedom, my love. I knew the timeless friend. I knew the timeless friend.
Next week there will be some news, Thomas. Yeah. We might try, yeah. But next week we're gonna announce some of the first artists, hopefully. I love Robbie Basho's singing, obviously influenced by different cultures. There's this deep American primitive aspect to it, but there's also Indian raga, for sure. This is Robbie Basho from his the second part of his career. Songs of the American West, Robbie Basho, linked here by Sean.
My love.
I guess this is the America we like, huh? Yeah, absolutely. You know, Venus in Cancer. This one, pretty cool cover, but my least favorite Basho. Still a decent album. No, Marty, hopefully the sound is decent enough. The turntables are lined into the mixer is lined into a sound card, and the sound card directly into the computer. So you get some separation and some clarity. If you want to see how it sounds without the lineup, go look at old streams of mine when we were still all doing that through the mic of the computer. Yes. Yeah, this is, I think, the third studio album by the Severed Heads since the accident. It features their biggest hit, Dead Eyes Open. But here we're listening to Exploring the Secrets of 1983, Australia, by one of the two leading Australian industrial bands with SPK. Yeah, they're not just the caricature they could be at times, huh? You know what, Quint? That would be a little bit egoistical of me, huh?
7 yards, babe, Canada. Machine organ pieces of DVD. I'll shove it up your inner region. You have to make that one camera 5 times. 7 tampons on 11 to a punch. Great.
Doesn't mean I won't.
They must be all very good things.
So the Severed Heads here, an industrial band that I guess would be... The Severed Heads are what I wish Chris and Cozy had been. Chris and Cozy from Throbbing Gristle, very influential band from the UK of proto-electro, electronics, post-industrial, post-punk, but also a little bit frustrating often for me. The Severed Heads came from something similar and also went towards something more electro. They were much more successful at it for me. You can hear probably a connection between this and the Human League. More, well, we all have our takes at that point. This is the first Australian pressing, by the way. Yeah, I was actually August. This is for you, Sean, huh? No, actually I don't. Not here. I was just saying that you seem to be about music originally, and you seem to be a little bit too much caught up in the drama of the VC, which is unfortunate. You should stick to the music. And that's all I'll be saying about it. I love the weirdness of that band. Here's a complete different kind of weirdness, if it is even that. So this was then issued on Virgin in the UK. But this is before they got the Virgin logo on the records. Glad to hear you say that. We're then in agreement. It could be a little bit about the stuff though, because music is art and art is politics, and vice versa. Or could be. Oh well. I guess that was something, huh? Ooh, yeah. Dennis Charles on drums. Yeah, this is a monster record. It took me a while to get it. At times I was like, do I need this? And I'm so happy I didn't forget about it. Wilbur Morris on bass. And, yeah. Drum Fiesta. (1982). Is it? Oh, I guess. They each get their turn, though, so you'll see. There's two more to come, huh? This is Billy Bang, Untitled Gift. Not the most flashy cover. You will soon hear Don Cherry. My timing was pretty good, wasn't it? Probably is, huh, Johnny? Well, Chicago House, but I was too young. The stuff that was of age and that I completely missed, and it took a while to get back into it. I guess, yeah, Asmus Stitchens I took really my time with. I should have gotten into it much earlier. Hello, Mr. Blazer. This is Ecovamp 1678, composition by Billy Bang, who we heard in the beginning, but who's still not here while they are all getting their turns, their shine. Well, he might be there because he also played congas and bells. But you'll mostly hear him on violin and Japanese flute. Cool, huh? I was there when it happened. I'm not the biggest fan of his music. I actually had his very first EP, the only stuff that's not on 1, 2, 3. I like it. Yeah, it's not necessarily a super cheap record, but not outrageously expensive either, I would say. StuntrockConfusion, Stunty. I had a musical project called Stuntrock that for some reason I changed to StuntrockConfusion, and then I did not pursue that project, which was a duo with someone else. I had created a YouTube channel to promote the 2 tracks we made, and when I started a YouTube channel, a VC channel, I just used the channel that already existed from way back. And then when I started to talk with you guys, with the VC, I thought like calling me StuntrockConfusion would be a little long, far-fetched. So just call me Stunty. That's how it came to be. It's not that complicated. Ooh. Yeah, that's how a lot of us got into a lot of jazz we didn't know. Yeah, there hasn't been enough snow. Like, I hope it's coming soon. Yeah. But I'll be honest, there's sometimes when Don Cherry is in the way for me. Because he's such a charismatic figure, and I guess within the context of the project he was part of, and sometimes he's cannibalizing a little bit of it. So even if I'm a huge fan of his, I'm also a little cautious nowadays. Oh no, Johnny. No, he created like sort of dub techno, glitchy, but like Coil did that. Yeah, I mean, unless you talk about musique concrète, where it's 100% coming from. But this is Billy Bang, the guy who composed the whole track. And what is, I mean, Don Cherry is from New York, but where is he originally, his family, and where did he go back? Yeah, exactly. Hello, Expanse Protégé. I guess yeah, there was some, no, but he has lineage from Africa. That was more my question. And by the way, 2 hours already, so if you're still here enjoying this and haven't yet done so, please leave a thumbs up. Still don't know exactly what it amounts to in the end, but if you don't, we'll never figure it out. And if you're watching this whenever, if you have anything to say, anything to share, to point out, to suggest, there's always the comment after the stream. And if you really like the stream tonight, or if you just want to support the channel for this to happen every week, hopefully, you can always go in the description of the video and use the links to tip your DJ of the night. Very useful. I don't know about bad, but yeah, there is a. I mean, Jean-Luc Ponty played the electric violin mostly, so but Billy Bang manages to make his violin sound pretty far out for sure. What do you mean, Quint? And the answer, by the way, of where are Don Cherry's roots in the next record. What a good pressing, huh? This was released on Anima Productions. I think I have two, at least one other record there. Robin, let me know all about it then. Well, yes. But I will tell you that I know quite a few musique concrète composers who were using eventide harmonizers, which is the number one secret weapon of glitch music. But then again, you'd have to, I'll refer you to Worship the Glitch by Coil. So yeah, Don Cherry is coming from Mali, his roots. How do you go from France to Sweden, and where to next? Car, plane, train, and next? Well, either the Netherlands or the US. Hello, Record Hound. Another live stream at the same time as mine. So this is a record I played last year, but I got a much better copy of it. It's a cheap one. And the other copy I got that was cheap was dirt cheap. But the record was a little bit dirty. But this is another Okora record. La Nuit des Griottes. Ousmane Sako, Yakar et Diabaté live. Live 1983. Harmonia Mundi, Okora, Radio France. Released in 1986. Double LP. Total sweetness. This one. Worship the Glitch, double 10-inch. Was reissued on double 12-inch a few years back, I think. And I think I would say Oval was way more glitch than Paul as well. Du Mali, Fabien, Mali. I love the delicacy of this. Coil. Oh. Yeah, I know these movies. Hong Kong movies. Hello, Daniel. Finally. Hope you had a decent day. We're doing all right. All slow tonight. But sometimes it's like that, isn't it? I love how you can hear the distance. This is very well recorded, but with an interesting distance in the sound. It's an oversimplification or no, but not a bad one. It's I'm starting to learn more and more about the different ethnies and the different global names for, because of course we put these arbitrary borders, lines between these countries, and then they change name because of the power change, etc. But culture has no border, and especially not in this case. So there would be ethnies that would be spread out throughout regions that would encompass several of these new countries. The Mondigo, Mandieke. So yeah, that was a later Okora, but just a testimony that the label was always relevant. This was not recorded in Africa though. This is this classic duo from Africa that came to Europe, performed there and were recorded. So it is a little different. Hello, Uli. There you go. Here's a little record from the past. A past that could have been mine. So I love the little layered guitar there with the washes of sound. I bought this for the other side as a DJ. This is coming from Norway, by the way. That's pretty awesome, Quint. Was it ever released on a record, one way or another? So this is a little Todd Terje. 10-inch, Snooze for Love, on Running Back. Running Back is a German house label mostly. This came out when? Like 2010, 11, something like that. Yeah, this is dirt cheap. 2012. Oval, O-V-A-L, on Mille Plateaux. Their album, the Grey album on Mille Plateaux, yeah. Yeah, exactly. But it also has, you could connect this with, I guess, with Manuel Gotching, with, what's the guitar player of Phil Manzanera? Cheers, guys. We'll have a last track. I'll play the other side of this, the Son of Sam track. That is more, it's gonna get us back to the body, because a lot of today was about the mind and the spiritual and the psychedelic. But all of this can only exist if the body is there in the middle, huh? Yeah, it's a nice little EP. I hadn't played that in a long time, but it's there. So it's always a potential, huh? So The Other Side by Son of Sam. Maybe less levity, but more body. A nice little 10-inch with these exclusive tracks. Nature makes a mistake. The Jack Plug's Supernatural dub. So that was it for tonight, huh? I guess you will, Daniel. And thank you, Honor. Thank you, Steven. Thank you, everyone who stopped by. Yeah, this has such this is a great early 80s. Like new wave track. But this is a house track. Yeah, I haven't played that in a long time out. Might be worth getting opportunities to do that soon again. But yeah, whenever you're watching this, right now, tomorrow, next week, or after the war, after the wars, by all means, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, let me know. Wow. I remember this now. Yeah, this is a winner. And yeah, if you haven't already, if you can and you want to support the stream, to tip your DJ of the night, there's always this little link in the description of the video where you can do so. Show the love, show the support like Johnny C just did. Thank you, Johnny. And like Marcos, Steve Davis, Sean, Marius, Justin, Andrew, Frank, Gidget and Thomas have done so far tonight. But there is never... it can't ever be too late. Huh? Because there is always more to seek out, to bring back home, and to share. Hello, Christopher. Well, I'm happy to hear that. Oh, Frankie, I have something for you next week, August, if you're back. Something quite unusual. Jamie Principle. Yeah. Sharing my poison, my passion, my poison. Salut du Beast. Glad the standard is still there. Cheers. The previous track and this one are both on that record. I'm not going to get any money from you buying this record, so this is why the support is appreciated. Oh, that's 2010 bass line, huh? So much compression. Oh, something to investigate. Yeah, the bass there makes the track. That almost gothy bass sound from the early 80s, with the contrast of these sounds, the sidechain bass line. It could be cool to find an a cappella that would work on top of this. I think I know. High Priest. Killer. All right. See you next week. Hopefully I'll have some pretty crazy stuff coming my way. Thanks to you guys. Thanks to Ryan Anderson as well. And I hope you'll have a nice weekend. A nice week. And maybe that you found some records tonight that you thought, I need this in my life. As always, huh? Cheers. Bye bye, Angela. Bye bye, bye bye. Bye bye, bye bye. Bye bye, bye bye.